Alright, you guys want to go make the next one?
Okay. So
What is the next one?
Is it going to be a
I
carousel or
was
something
thinking
else?
cups. We're building up to carousels just because.
Okay, we can make spinny teacup ride.
Hey, have you guys ever been on the Eagle?
No. Is that where Gandalf comes over and is like, hey, let's use this to skip over to the next plot?
No,
And
no.
then you
so
do that.
What it is imagine a pole going up in the air, and it has a pole that comes off of it, and it has two sets of seats on either end, but they're like perpendicular to the pole itself. So when this thing spins, you go upside down and all around. It's actually pretty freaky.
That's kind of like the lumberjack axe at Camp Snoopy.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, wait. Can you guys actually make, like, the Vikings
What are you doing?
boat?
Shitting all over your efforts.
No,
You
guys,
fuckwit.
the Viking boat. It just swings back and
I'll
forth.
clean it up, don't worry.
Do you think we can make a Viking boat?
Yeah. How about I
Yeah.
work on the teacup? Actually, Bird, do you want to work on the teacup and Shell and I can work on the Viking
Sure.
boat?
That sounds fun.
Alright, so we don't need to put... Here, Shell?
Yeah.
You want to come over here? We're going to make a Viking boat.
Okay.
Are we making an amusement park or something? Yeah, apparently.
Yeah?
That's what we ended up doing, and it's actually, so far, really successful.
Alright. Let's build this out of wood, I think.
Well, obviously. The good thing is there's no vomit in this game, so people will not be...
Luckily, there's vomit in real life. Also your future. Immediate, probably. Okay. Let's
Well,
make a...
I can build the frame. Is that alright?
Sure. You want to make just a basic wooden frame?
Okay.
Because I'm sure you can put something together with wood. In that case, I'll micromanage Birdcatcher here.
Why?
Now, will this have the possibility of teetering, or is it...
Yes.
Yes.
Sort of.
Oh,
So
man.
physics do impact the
Guys,
weight
that
of
would,
things.
that would be like one of the killer rides where imagine if like the boat goes back and forth and it finally reaches its peak
All right, Bird.
height, and then it proceeds to flip the entire frame over. That almost happened with the swing set when we got what?
I'm so confused. Wander, get in this thing and go into first-person view and prepare to have your mind stop working.
Okay. Okay, first person mode. Go. Oh, right.
Hit it.
What?
Okay, I'm gonna go back
so
to
disorienting.
making the frame.
What do you mean?
Stuff-
Just
It makes perfect sense, but it's so disorienting to, like, know intellectually that you're spinning around and be perfectly still like that.
yeah. That doesn't bother me too
Also,
much.
get out, you weird, jangly the thing monster.
Shell, I think you should come over here and just witness this.
No, I see your head stretching. It's like Mr. Fantastic from.
Oh man.
I don't know which Mr. Fantastic comics you've been reading, but you've been reading the scary one.
the
Mr.
horror,
Fantastic discovers Amidala Fault.
the horror porn version of
What?
Fantastic Four.
Blank, blank.
I don't know. I was thinking of I ran across some fan fiction of the Fantastic Four at one point and I could not
You couldn't resist.
I couldn't
What?
resist reading it just because the cover was like really bad. Like it
Okay.
was Mr. Fantastic in like a really noodly shape. And more or less the entirety of the thing was entirely about Shell.
Yeah? I should probably make it wider.
You should probably also make it taller. Here.
Oh, you want... Okay.
Yeah, let's build this off the ground. So let's do this. We want it to be reasonably high up so that it's not really touching these grasses. We can build a staircase up.
Okay.
So about this high.
Oh, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It'll make a nice little platform system. So, you know, people can board and whatnot. Okay, there we go. But
You
yeah,
didn't really finish your Fantastic Four story.
I mean,
Yeah.
Do I really need to? I can.
Yeah, I want to know some deets.
All right. So
Within copyright, of course.
So whomever this was
This channel respects copyright. Thank you very much.
I mean, this was a travesty to every meaning, and I don't know. Anyway, God, I don't remember 90% of it, but the specific Invisible Woman, Mr. Fantastic section was pretty creative about what he could do with his noodle and noodly noodles. Uh-huh. Do I need to spell it out more, or are we good?
I want to hear some of the creativity, sure.
Suffice to say, Mr. Fantastic plumbed those depths deeper than any man has plumbed before.
Okay. I think you've painted enough of a picture with your words. Wander poet.
They painted it wonderfully with images.
What?
Oh, okay. Good.
I mean,
It
was just, I mean, they drew it. This isn't like...
But you said it was shoddily done.
Yeah, compared to like the real thing.
Teacup too hard. The teacups are too scary. I don't like the teacups anymore. Oh no. What? Well, that was abrupt.
Bird,
okay.
you need
slow
two
that
engines
down.
here. One for the little ones, one for the big ones.
No, I just need. Oh yeah, I need faster one for the big one, and then a slower one for the little one. I think that's the best way to do it.
Probably.
Because right now, it's way too real. How do you get your engine to like be hooked up to this thing?
What, to the button?
Like, oh, okay, it's working.
Yeah.
Oh, just the controllers don't work or something. I don't know. That up there. Okay. Ooh, I actually think I got physically a little bit ill from that teacup ride.
I am actually still feeling kind of ill from the trying to go first person for a little while.
For some reason, it's not going the right way. I want to drag to the right, but it's not allowing me to.
That's because
I'm building off the side.
notice the arrows on it.
Yeah.
It's currently set up to go. Yeah, there you go. You got it.
Okay. That makes
Oh,
sense.
it's scraping against itself, so it's not able to spin around, I think.
Weird.
I'm not really certain what's happening. Oh no, it's just I think it's just very well, like, I think it's working just fine. Is it? I can't tell what's happening. Maybe I should lift this up one more tile to prevent it from scraping along itself. I don't really know.
You know what's funny about this game, Bert?
What?
Crutch jumping actually works. Like, to get on top of things.
Why
I don't know.
Like, why did they... That's a Source Engine thing. Why is it in this game as well?
I don't know, but I'm actually pretty okay with it.
Okay.
I'm glad that it exists too, because it's just out of pure habit.
So are we going to try to make these as, like, MS Paint triangles going up to make the frame, or...
Yes, okay, so here, I'll show you how to do it.
Or can we actually do diagonal beams?
Yes. So it's a little awkward. So here's how we're
You
gonna
have to
do it.
combine blocks, but it
Yeah.
works really well.
So Shell, do you see how I've started the triangles?
Okay.
Okay.
So do you chop off the side?
Let me show you.
Alright. I see. You have triangular pieces.
Yeah. So eventually we're gonna replace these, but you need to build the framework first. So I'll get started on the other side.
Let's hope that we can actually build it tall enough. Will this be able to have a sufficient angle for it, or do we actually need to make it a steeper slope?
The problem is if we make it a steeper slope, it's not gonna work. Okay.
We'll see how tall it goes.
Here-
If not, we have to raise the entire platform higher in the air.
Actually, no. We don't have to build it higher in the air. We just make the platform longer. Because the wider base, the taller the triangle.
That's true.
Alright. I think the teacups are ready. Well, I need to put on more of them.
But are you actually going to make them look like teacups, or are they going to be
No.
spinny seats?
We're just
We
making basic amusement parks, aren't we?
Yeah. Yeah, we're doing bare bones stuff. You know, function, but I mean, this game doesn't do
Because
form
Wander
that
doesn't
well.
believe in form over in function over form or something. I don't know.
Man, all my stuff looks like water
How
striders.
do you are you actually able to build from underneath?
Yeah.
Do I do this?
Okay, stop.
Nope.
Here's part of your problem. You've built out. So look at it. I'm gonna delete this one.
Okay.
Okay, let me get out of your way. So go to.
Because I can only think of
No,
building it
Shell,
from the
come here.
top.
Come to where I am.
Alright.
Okay, look at it.
Yeah.
Okay, put your block over it.
Like on it?
Yeah. Okay, build up.
Oh, so I just keep doing that.
Yeah, just keep doing that until you can't anymore, and then that's probably tall enough.
Okay.
And
This
then
is
you,
a really fun, relaxing way to like blow off some steam. By the way,
oh, absolutely.
What, just
like
doing
this is
Themepark
a
stuff?
very fun build.
Am I doing everything in 2 steps? I suppose so.
I'm gonna come
Well-
check out what you guys have been making in a bit. I'm very
Okay.
curious to hear what's been causing all the ruminations and the puzzleations.
Well, she's still figuring out the like basic mechanics.
Is this
Yeah, I
as
know.
tall as yours, or I have to count all the sections?
One more.
Really?
Yeah. Is it? No, you might be right. Yeah. Well, here's the easy way to do
1,
it.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Shell,
Yeah.
you're thinking too hard.
Oh, yes, you have one of those elevatory things.
So do you.
But-
There you go.
Okay, so I need to build one more.
Yep, build up to that.
There we go. The teacups are done.
Whoa, did not intend to do that.
Okay.
To make the chairs spin too. Have like a third dimension of sinusoidal
Awful.
movement. Yeah, I could. That's a little
Alright.
bit unnecessary. I think these are fine as is.
Oop, what? Oh,
Can I actually build the boat?
Hi.
Hi, Bird. How's it going? Yeah, this is
Good.
totally teacups.
Yeah, I know. It's fun.
Nice.
Thank you.
We are currently fusing with each other, sort of.
I've
I think it's
noticed.
mostly my leg.
Oh, so you did extend
I like there's
the
a little
platform.
ramp up time too.
Oh yeah, no, it works great.
Mm-hmm. I remember my math my math teacher in high school taught me like the mathematics of how like teacups work, and all it is the cosine of a cosine. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's interesting. So you just have like circles spinning like within each other at like opposite directions, and then you get like the perfect teacup motion.
Oh, yeah, and that's also like the scrambled eggs, which that actually looks
So
like scrambled
what we're
eggs.
gonna do, if you want to do scrambled eggs, is we're gonna put this on
You actually
an
have to
arm.
suspend it from above. Yeah.
We don't need to put it suspend it from above, but we do. Yeah, actually, Bird. Seeing
What's
as we're still working on this, you want to remake this maybe out in a field or something on an arm that like kind of throws you around at random angles. So it's like
So the arm itself has also got a like a rocking motion to it, perhaps.
kind of, yeah. So like it changes angle randomly, kind of slowly, and rotates around. Or do you want me to work on that? Because
I'm not.
kind of know
I
what I'm
don't
talking about.
Yeah, that's way.
All right.
If I had been on a ride like that, I'd understand it. I think.
Want to help Shell with
So this is
With-
making one of those like boat things that swings back and forth.
Yeah.
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 You're gonna have to delete the cross braces. Those are just for obvious sake. Actually,
Right.
Well, actually, can't you use them at all, or no? Because you're gonna have a.
We
just-
can use them, but we would need to suspend the thing between the middle of them.
Okay, what's going on here?
Because don't you need a pole? And then yeah,
how
I
the-
suppose you don't need the cross
Are
braces.
they uneven?
They'll just base it off of, I think a little bit different.
Oh.
Something's off by one.
Yeah, the
Really?
entire thing's off by one here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
How so?
Because you needed to build it off of,
It's my fault. I didn't realize the two
Ah.
platforms were uneven.
Oh, sorry.
We built them slightly, like, one block off of each other. And it wasn't obvious until...
It was too late.
Yes. Okay.
So is this thing connected to the ground then? It looks like
Yeah,
it.
it's just connected to the ground. No big
Okay,
deal.
that's easier. Gotcha.
Uh,
So we need to make the
there we go. Perfect.
The boat will be bare bones like everything else, if that's okay.
Alright. I guess I'm gonna go
Did you make
build
it
the.
odd? You did. Okay, good.
Okay.
What?
I'm gonna make the terror teacup of terror over here.
The teacup of terror.
Teacups are already actually very intense.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been on teacups before, and I'm like, wow, why does this have a reputation for being for kids?
It's
This is
not.
extremely intense experience.
I honestly can't ride teacups. They make me really ill. In fact, right now I'm feeling. Okay, so I'm enjoying this from a technical perspective. I'm hating this from the fact that I had food poisoning earlier today, and this is not helping.
But it's not hurting.
Yeah. There is some hurting going on here.
Wander, why don't you accept my entirely baseless and illogical claim?
Problem is, it always negates.
Yeah,
was
only
going
one
to
person
add-
can build at a time, unfortunately.
Well, that cut it in half. Like, take off the two cross braces. You don't need them anymore.
Yeah, I was using them for measuring stuff, but we don't need them. Well, I forgot a thing.
You forgot a critical detail and how this works.
Yeah, well, this is what happens when you join a build in the middle. I needed a longer onboarding period. I'm sorry. Still learning the ropes.
Ooh. Why you break things, bird? I'm just disappointed in you. Alright, let's see.
The only thing I break are hearts.
Did you ever dissect a sheep's heart? Or, like, anything like that?
Yeah.
Not
a sheep.
I don't know if I did a sheep. What did I dissect in high school? I did, like, earthworm, squid, and cat.
Yeah, for us, it was interesting. They didn't have enough specimens for everyone in the AP biology class. So
Wow, that's really frustrating.
Well, no. Like, of a particular species. They had enough for every, like, partner to have one animal between them. But, so what they did was they had 2 cats, 2 dogfish, which are a type of shark, like 2 crawfish, 2 worms, 2 fish, 2 mice, things of that nature. So I got the dogfish, which I was thankful for because, I mean, cutting up a mini shark isn't as bad as cutting up a mammal, in my opinion.
Right.
But I really loved that class because we got to raise our chicks and teach them how to go through obstacle courses. That was adorable.
You were chicken parents?
Yes, we were
What?
chicken parents. That came at the very end after we took our AP exams. So it was
interesting.
Yeah, well, so they had like a huge like box of just chickens, like little chicks. And they're like, okay, choose a chick, and this will be the chick that will bond with you. And so I'm like, oh. So I chose one with like a little red stripe on its head. And I named it Chocobo. Aw, cute little thing. And so, and then our lab partner also had a chick. And I was worried that my chick was going to be picked on by her chick because her chick was stealing all the food initially. But then my chick got bigger. And then is like, I'm going to get my food. So, in any case, so the first few classes, we just sat down with them in our chairs and like held them in our hands. And they would fall asleep in our hands, and it was just too cute. But I always made sure to like let mine run around my desk first because a lot of other students made the mistake of letting them fall asleep in their hands and then have them urinate all over them.
Right.
So I always waited for my chick to go to the bathroom before
And then you let it fall asleep. Yes.
Yeah, and then they got
Smart
to be
move.
And then they got to be more active. As soon as we introduced mealworms to them, they were just like, mealworms, mealworms, where are the mealworms? I want all the mealworms. And it's like, okay, fine, chick. And they'll be like cheeping at you like, I want a mealworm. So what we did was we got the mealworms and we had to put them under vials and teach the chicks how to knock over the vials.
Yeah.
So the chicks just started to associate vials with mealworms and knew.
So if you put any vials near them, they would just knock them over.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So then we had to choose a couple of different like materials to make an obstacle course, and the obstacle course had to have at least 3 parts with interesting challenges for them. So you have to start them off with easier things. So I started off with a ramp, and at first the chick like approaches the ramp and they go, "I don't want to go," and then I would just sort of like pick up my chick and put it halfway up the ramp, and then it would skitter back down. So it took a little bit. It took a little bit of a while, but you put the vial at the top of the ramp, and it's like, "See, chick, there's the vial," and the chick's like, "I want that vial because mealworms." And then finally, you know, the chick could scamper up the ramp and then knock the vial over. So then the next part that I had was I was gonna like ease it down the other side, but then I wanted to teach it to like jump down, and it wasn't like too high a jump for it. But you know, obviously the chick just wants to run right towards the vial, and it's like, "No, chick, go up the ramp and then jump off." And so the chick eventually learned that was what it was to do. The last part of mine, well, actually it wasn't. It was the second to last part. It was actually pretty complicated. I put up like a little curtain between some Tinker toys, and usually animals do not deal with the concept of things that they cannot see.
Yeah, most animals don't have, especially young ones, object permanence.
Right, so there was no object.
As soon as they stop seeing something, it goes away.
Right. So I wanted to see what my chick would do. Like I put the curtain up, and I had the vial behind the curtain, and of course the chick's like, "I don't want to touch that thing," and so then I would put the vial like propping the curtain on top of it, so a chick would be like, "Ooh, vial," and then would pop the vial over, and then the curtain would fall down. So then the chick saw the curtain and knew to part the curtain itself, and then eventually get the vial. My teacher was like, "Wow, you know, that's really interesting. You know, most animals try to avoid things like that, but my chick learned how to go through the curtain."
That's interesting.
You guys okay with your Viking shipped straight to Valhalla?
Sort of.
You need to get.
What
we need to do is we need to hook up some sensors to this thing to get it to work correctly.
I'll let Odin know. Let Odin know he'll have visitors shortly.
Whoa, wait. Is there a way for it to like hang properly, or?
So we'll use thrusters on this thing and have it hang freely, which will allow it to like swing correctly. But that's going to be very, like, you can see, like, this is the kind of behavior we want it to have. Getting it to do that's going to be very hard, and it's going to require some thruster magic, but I think I have a reasonable approach in mind.
Okay, so last bit of the chick story. So after my chick did a stellar job going through the obstacle course, the teacher's like, "Okay, well, you just have 2 weeks to play with your chick before we send them back to the farm." And I was like, "Oh, okay." So, so I would take my chick on tours around the room, and at that point, he was getting to be a little bit of an adolescent. So he had started growing some flight feathers, even though they don't really fly. And a lot of the chicks started to get so adventurous they would try to jump off the tables, and people would have to scurry after them. But, I would hold my chick and go around the room, and the chick would like to look at the various plants and things we had around. But then there was Bob. Bob, the soft-shelled, long-nosed turtle that lived in the fish tank, you know, across the room. And Donatello, who was a red-eared turtle. But Donatello was always very shy and would just go off to a corner. But Bob would come up to the side, and he'd be like, I. And he would just be flapping his flippered paws or claws up against the side of the tank. With that squishy nose of his. He's, you've seen soft-shelled turtles, right?
Right.
Okay. So, I take my chick over to Bob the turtle, and I'm like, "Hey, look, it's another animal." And my chick is like, "Ah!" was like, just chirping up a storm. And I'm like, so some of my other friends had their chicks. And I'm like, hey, why don't you introduce your chicks to Bob the Turtle? All the chicks. My teacher is like, apparently Bob frightens them. Huh, interesting. But obviously we didn't explore that. But like 10 chicks at least started screeching when they came to close proximity to Bob. And I just look at Bob and I'm like, what are you saying to them?
Turns out animals can in fact talk to each other, and boy does Bob have quite the mouth.
Bob is just like, I see you, chicken. I will kill you. I will eat you. I will kill your family. I'll kill your family's family.
Bob the murderer. Can he slaughter it? Yes, he can.
Yes, he will.
Yeah. So it was really heartbreaking at the end of the year to get our
the
chicks.
chickens on their way.
Yeah, we had to add them back to the massive box, and they got lost in the sea of other chicks. And I'm like,
aww.
Goodbye, Chocobo. Aww.
Mm-hmm.
And then they went out for Chick-fil-A for largely unrelated reasons.
They were just hungry. What can you say?
I mean, I never knew.
I never did anything close to that cool. Just gonna say that right there. Like, in high school biology or anything like that? Nope. Nothing even remotely like that.
It was the real highlight of taking AP biology at my school, doing the chicken lab.
Yeah. Sounds great.
I mean, chicks are just adorable, and it was so sweet when they were falling asleep in your hands, and they got to really trust you. Aww. And they were so
I got
cute.
to dissect a sheep's heart in 5th grade, but they didn't really teach us anything. They're just like, yeah, we got a bucket, whole bin full of sheep's hearts. Okay, what now? Well, I mean, here's a knife. Okay.
Huh.
Yeah.
I assume you learned a lot that day.
Oh, I have another dissection story.
Sheep hearts soaked in formaldehyde smell special.
Oh, okay. So
Formaldehyde smells horrid, so yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, actually, it almost made everyone pass out during summer school.
Yep.
People were trying to get extra classes out of the way so they could take more electives during the high school year.
Mm-hmm.
So we were put in another school, and it was the first time I'd ever started seeing white lights in front of my eyes, and the teacher was wearing a very abstract shirt, and the colors were shifting on me. I'm like, what's going on? And a lot of kids were like, I feel sick. And they had to go out to the hall. And it wasn't until a kid fell over and had a seizure that we were actually let outside of the classroom. And
God.
It turned out that there was a decaying fetal pig in the back of the room because it was a biology room that was just being used as a summer school room. And yeah, it had just been left there, so we were all slowly getting poisoned with chemicals.
Yeah, that's very, very toxic to be around that sort of stuff.
Right, so that was bad. And yeah, during our fetal pig lab back in school, one kid did pass out. That was pretty bad. It was right when the teacher was cutting open the pig's rib cage. But what was interesting about my fetal pig, outwardly it was female. Outwardly. Now, I was dissecting it, and my teacher is like, oh, and down here you can see kidneys and either ovaries or testes. And I go,
This isn't an either or.
I have kidneys. There are the ovaries, but what are these? And she looks at them and she goes, oh my, those are testicles. And it's just like, what? So they just never dropped or anything? And she's like, nah, I've only seen this once in, the 10 years that I've been doing these labs. That's a hermaphroditic pig. And everyone was like, wow, cool. It's a hermaphroditic pig. But, yeah,
Find the strength of all pig genders.
Yeah,
truly an unbeatable pig.
Well, it probably, I mean, who knows what it may have been had it lived. I mean, it probably would have still been female. I don't know if it would have actually been capable of producing offspring, or if it was very capable and, no, I don't know. I don't know how it would have worked out, but
I don't know
It
either.
was interesting. I wonder, aren't there humans born with extra organs? Probably.
Yeah, definitely. I think that, usually the case is that they, like, I mean, in a fetus, like that can be reversed, like, biologically, like, one or the other of the sets of organs can be absorbed back into the, body.
Really?
So who knows if that actually, like, would have persisted or not.
I mean, they were really, like, they were formed.
Yep,
But
that's interesting. Maybe, who knows what could have happened, yeah.
yep, so
This thing is kind of achieving the dream, but it's sort of like... It's sort of more like the reunion of the dream 30 years after it happened. Like, everyone's just kind of like, yeah, but it's not really... You know, it's not really doing it.
that's because
But
you
this
don't
is about
have...
the best I can do. Wander, do you have any
that's all right.
suggestions you can make for this?
I've been telling too many stories and haven't
No,
actually
it's
been
fine.
building.
That's fine. Oh, I see what you mean by the slowly changing thing. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh wait, so it's tilting too.
Yeah.
So long as the
It's
person...
tilting a little bit too much, Wander.
Yeah, that person would crash and burn right there.
Yeah. Clearly problem. Okay.
Would that be fixable by just making sure that it can't go past a certain...
It's okay. I got this.
I can't figure out how to get this to work any better.
The real question is, does it...
Oh, interesting. That could be an issue. I have the sensors set up slightly incorrectly, which might be causing some problems.
It just seems to halt jarringly at either end, but is that because you're using the thrust on either side?
Yeah, so the thrust is kicking it.
Well,
What would be ideal would be to have the thruster
On one-
disengage, and then like let it
fall back on its own. Yeah.
It wouldn't fall back very well. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like the way to get it to work the most correct. The thing is, I think that the thrusters need to it needs to reverse a little bit later in the swing than this one, because it's kind of like going too. It's like thrusting too early.
What are you looking at? Are you looking at chat?
Yeah. Talking about eating chickens.
Okay. Sorry. I'll help you guys in a bit. I'm just doing angle math, which I've never been good at.
Wait, what are you doing?
I'm getting this thing to Tilt-A-Whirl.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
I'm trying to think of another ride that would be good.
I mean, honestly, a Ferris wheel would be
Mr.
easy.
Bones.
Oh, Ferris wheel. Well, you guys had done Ferris wheels before.
Yeah, it's really easy. But you've never done one.
No, that's true.
Okay, so let me see. What's your Viking boat issue?
The issue is that it sucks, but I'm gonna try something else to make it work better.
Okay.
I mean, I
So
would
don't
like
worry
to make
about
a
it
boat.
right now. Go back to angle mathing.
No. Oh, I angled mathed, I think.
Okay,
What?
so
What?
let me put it back to the way it was, so I can show you what we're dealing with and how to fix it.
Okay.
Okay, so we put a sensor here. It needed to be up a little bit more, right there. Something like that. 2, 3, 4,
Oh yeah.
5.
So I can't actually build off of his structure then.
8.
Bird, I think the easiest way you could do this would be having two bearings, two controllers working slightly desynced from each other. So that
Probably, but then you have bearings, and bearings are smooth. They don't have the
no.
They don't have the inertia.
No, Bird, but if they're working against each other and then working with each other, you can fake
You think
inertia.
it would have the
yeah,
right like inertia to it?
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. So like if you have one just kind of bring you back up and back down, and then the other one slows you down at each at like the apex, You'd have to time it.
This is what it does right now. It's basically an auto swing set.
You know, that's kind of adorable, and it mostly works, and I kind of believe in it. But if you do want to try it, I bet the controller
it's
thing
working
would
much
work.
better now.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. It's working, like, way better than it was before. Yep, I'm sold on this now. I've spaced the sensors to be, like, actually in the right spots relative to each other, so it gets, like, the correct, like, rocking motion. Cool. Alright, I'm satisfied with that. Oh, bumper cars. Yeah, bumper cars are a good idea, too.
Whee!
Though, honestly, we already know how bumper cars work.
You just make regular cars and crash into each other intentionally.
I mean, I wouldn't mind ending the night with that just because funsies.
Well, we should still make the carousel.
We'll make the carousel, then we can make bumper cars.
Whee! Oh, that works just the same way as it would jumping off a swing set.
Yeah. Turn down the power on the thrusters. I can do that, but that does have some... It's a little bit more complicated than just turning down the power on the thrusters.
Ah, shit.
Huh? What?
My machine kicks me off. This looks like pure death. Man, these
Now,
exist.
The problem is, you have to have good counterweights. Like, you have to balance people.
I mean, if this was normal, sure.
No, they probably have the hydraulics to make sure it keeps at the same angle, but they don't have that in this game.
Bumper escapedopusses? No. No.
We already know what that looks like.
No. We are not doing bumper escapedopusses. Oh, see, this... I Wander, I offset the thruster power a little bit, and we get, like, pretty much the right idea. Also, one of these is spinning stupid fast compared to the other. Why do you make these horrible things? Wait, what?
Yeah, they're... I don't really
How does
know
that
how...
work? Is that gravity?
I don't really know, man.
I'm really confused as to what I'm looking at.
Yeah,
I think it has to do with gravity somehow.
Yeah. I'm gonna put the engines on the bottom. Might have to move the controllers down, too.
Oh, shit. The Viking ship came to a dead stop.
Upside down, no less.
Alright, well, we can put a block to, like, just knock it back if it gets into that position again.
Mm-hmm.
See, this remix is incredible.
This is a good one.
This is so good. Secret of Mana. What a good game.
Absolutely. There we go.
There, so this is a nice little limiter.
Yeah, so Bird, I honestly can't tell you why one of them is faster.
I think that you've
No,
uncovered
you're right.
a really
Gravity.
bizarre corner case and stuff.
It's totally gravity, because whatever one is lower
Yep.
spins faster.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Weird.
You uncovered a really strange corner case with this game's, like, physics. That's cool. How do you get in that thing?
Jumping.
Well, ergonomics are not a strong suit of the Wanderbot, apparently.
No. I just wanted to make sure this wouldn't bump into the ground. The rest of it, I don't know.
Wow, this remix is incredible. This
It's
is so
very
good. All right, I wanna ride the Tilt-A-Whirl.
Oh, dude, it's perfect. Look at this thing.
It is so perfect.
I have it here. I'm gonna turn off the.
I can't get in it though. Damn it.
We're probably gonna have to turn it off. I probably should have put this on
Probably.
a lift so I could reset it. I've been playing with fire here.
I wonder what happens if I attempt to ruin things.
Please don't. Okay, hold on.
Oh, you brought it down. Okay.
Yeah. Alright. Ready?
Yep.
Alright, my interface is off. I'm just gonna take several screenshots. Just because.
Alright, sounds good.
This shit makes for great thumbnails.
It really does.
Alright. Tilt-A-Whirl we go.
I am impressed. It works perfectly.
Yeah.
Except for the weird gravity glitch.
Yeah, the
which we're
weird...
about to experience in about 30 seconds here.
So what happens?
Oh no!
So,
you
Shell,
basically
watch...
approach light speed very, very fast.
Yeah, watch how fast we were spinning there.
Okay.
Now, as we get back up, because I've got it tilting in multiple directions, notice how we're not spinning as fast anymore.
Oh, I see.
Oh, Bird, it's because it's impacting on the pipes. It's tilting slightly on the bearing. And so when we get
so
down
it's
low...
grinding to a halt.
Yeah.
When we get-
so with the teacups, what I had to do was I had to lift them off 2 as opposed to 1 to prevent it from bumping up on itself.
It's not lifted off on anything. That said, I kind of like that.
It works.
Gives it kind of a unique flavor.
Yep. Alright.
Alright, first person Bird.
Oh, wow, that is janky.
My sensitivity is not high enough so that I can keep up with the seat. So instead we just have
that at all.
sort of
but
chaos.
I just occasionally see a screaming gnome face just go, whoa, 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 every couple of seconds.
Oh, I'm pulling out my own headphones here. I knew I was losing you though. And I have succeeded. Alright, that should be better. Well, this is great. I'm going to turn it off now.
All of our rides are enormously successful so
I
far.
know! How have we not fucked up yet?